Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update. I channel these collective readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I invite you to tune in on those times and days if you feel guided to do so. Those readings also have a live chat feature available during the live premiere of the readings as well. And these can be really powerful virtual energetic spaces and times to connect. So I wanted to share that with all of you. And you guys know, if you've been following the last few weeks of readings, that a lot of messages have been coming through without the need to necessarily pull as many cards. So the readings have kind of gone a bit of a different direction lately, where I've been doing a lot of journaling and meditating in advance of the readings, and then sharing some of those notes and pieces of information with all of you. But I actually want to get back into a more traditional reading style for today's video, just because that's really what I'm feeling guided to do here. So for some reason, the first thing that I saw was a gray sky and rainy weather. So that could be relevant to someone. I also saw this image of a woman with her hair pulled back in a bun, and she was wearing glasses. So that could be for someone as well. And this is going to be hyper specific, but for some reason, I also received a download of the appearance of a man who seemed to have short brown hair and glasses and some kind of facial hair of sorts. So I don't typically get specific descriptions, but for someone, maybe this describes you or a person in your life or someone relevant to this situation, even like a guide, an ancestor, a friend. I got the name Peter for someone. So of course, whenever I channel very specific names, details, appearances, that kind of thing, those moments in the readings are typically meant just to kind of connect with specific people in personal ways. But if it doesn't relate for you, always use your intuition. Only take what resonates. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle here. I instantly got the download that someone is dreaming of you but resisting it. And right as I said that, I felt this wave of emotion, and I also got goosebumps. And usually for me, those goosebumps are a very strong indication that we are picking up on some kind of very intense spiritual energy, or in this case, a spiritual bond. I also keep seeing some kind of like frying pan in my mind's eye. So I don't know if someone likes to cook or is a chef or works at a restaurant or something of that nature. Maybe cooking was significant to you and this person. But anyway, I'm getting a very heavy, nostalgic energy from a particular person. And the sense that I get from them is that they are very slow moving when it comes to you. By the way, my guides want me to cut in and say that this reading is going to cover a lot of ground. So we are most likely going to be picking up a lot of different threads of energy, and then of course, elaborating on all of that in the extended version of the reading. So yes, we will be covering many different topics, ideas, connections that will connect with specific segments of this collective or of those who are part of the collective who find this video, regardless of whether you've been here for a while or not. But I feel my guides wanted me to say that right away because there's a good chance that parts of this reading, for some reason, I'm hearing parts of this reading may really not connect with you at all, but certain parts of this reading are like a nugget of insight in this reading could connect with you in a way that is actually really deeply meaningful to you. So anyway, I just had to throw that out there for someone. But the thing I'm getting from this first thread of energy for our collective is that this person is resisting something when it comes to you. They are resisting the fact that they are, I'm hearing, feeling what you mean to them in a spiritual way. And I don't think I've ever worded it that way before. I got the word crave, like they are craving you, but also this could be the word cave, like this person's retreating back into some kind of cave, or maybe you're the one retreating. I'm hearing maybe it's a cave of protection, wisdom, transformation, because, and this is going to take us off on a little bit of a tangent, but I'm feeling a lot of internal conflict in a lot of the collective, the divine collective, those who are on this path of shifting consciousness to a higher level on planet Earth. I'm getting the sense that for many of you, there is this internal conflict taking place. There is a part of you that desires to connect and to be seen and to physically experience aspects of being human that you may not have allowed yourself to experience in the past, to just allow yourself to be alive in a sense, to connect with other people, maybe to share yourself in certain ways. And we've done a lot of readings about the pull you've been feeling in that direction, but there's another side to this as well, because I get that there is this tension between the desire to be seen, to be connecting with people, to be sharing parts of yourself. And also, I'm hearing this desire for focus, because I feel as though many of these people and energies that at times observe you or want to connect with you, at times they seem to be very distracting, almost on this subconscious level, like there is this hum of static subconsciously. I'm hearing keeps you awake. So for some of you, this so-called hum of static might literally keep you awake at night. It might make it difficult to sleep. It might make it difficult for you to focus, especially creatively. I'm hearing voices in your head, like you might feel as though you are hearing all of these different people's opinions and reactions to you and all of these types of things, almost like you're constantly holding up this wall or this shield against these projections or reactions, which can get really tiring. And it's this internal conflict or almost this balancing act, this desire to be seen and to connect physically in a human way, in new ways, and also this desire to maintain this purity of your energy and your focus so that you can keep like existing as a soul and creating in the way that you want to exist and create. I'm getting that for some of you, this is actually something that you've dealt with your whole life. This struggle between wanting that connection, wanting that physical friendship or support or relationship, but also having such a deep, rich inner relationship with your soul, with your higher self, with the spirit realm. I'm hearing the trees. Maybe you as a child had a special connection to nature or even specifically with trees. But I feel as though it's almost like this constant tug of war between this desire to connect and this desire for this necessary at times state of solitude that your energy seems to require in order for you to create in a very particularly powerful way. Because I get that pure focus is really powerful for you, that when you're able to step away from the distractions and eliminate that kind of hum of distracting energy from your subconscious, this actually seems to really allow you to apply a pure kind of focus to your creations. You know what's so interesting is I know you can probably hear that there's some kind of drill or something coming on at times in the background as I'm recording this. It's almost like that is auditorily representing what we're talking about, that hum of noise that kind of comes and goes, that could be very distracting to you, that could be this kind of triggered reaction of others, opinions of others, even if they're not verbally expressed. You can pick up on all of that. I got the month of June might be significant to someone. That could be someone's birth month. I'm also just getting something about autumn as well, the season of fall. So I know I keep saying I'm shuffling the cards, and I am going to pull quite a few cards. There's just been a lot coming up here, but I feel that these tangents we've gone on are not as entirely separate as they seem, because we started talking about this person who I said seemed to be, I'm hearing on another timeline thinking about you. It's like they are on some kind of concrete set track in their life, but they feel like they're suffocating. They feel so limited emotionally, energetically by this pathway that they're on. They feel like their soul, I'm hearing concrete jungle. Maybe this relates to where they live. Maybe they live in a busy city or an urban area that just doesn't really resonate with them on a deeper level, or that feels too busy for them. Maybe I'm talking about you. Maybe this speaks to their job, where they feel as though they're kind of just a part in a machine, so to speak, at work. But I just feel like this person is going through the motions. Those are the words. And it's almost like you are feeling the residual echoes of this person on another timeline going through the motions. And I feel in part this relates to what we talked about that seemed like a side tangent, where we were discussing how you have this internal conflict between wanting to be seen and wanting to connect with other people, but then also at the same time recognizing the power of your pure focus when you are distraction free, when you don't have these other people and things and energies pulling on you or subconsciously sending you a sort of distracting energy. And I'm getting that this person plays into this in some way, because it's almost like they've been observing you going through this in the astral realm, or kind of aware of this. I'm hearing neutral. So I feel like this is someone, I'm also getting silent supporter. So in the physical, this person acts neutral towards you or towards your creations. Maybe there's no contact. Maybe you physically aren't together. Maybe you haven't seen or heard from this person in a really long time, but I'm getting that in the physical, they maintain this kind of neutral stance. You may even think it's apathy, that they don't really think of you at all. For some reason, I'm hearing something about Leo energy. So someone could have Leo energy in their birth chart, but this also could be about Leo season. Like maybe in Leo season of this year, something will shift physically in this situation, and that apathy will change into something warmer, is what I'm getting here. But what I'm picking up for many of you is that this person, they act apathetic or almost neutral to you, but I'm hearing they have to work so hard to hold this apparent state of neutrality or apathy, because when your name comes up, or when they think of you, or you enter into their consciousness or their reality in some way, I feel like it naturally elicits this reaction from their soul that can't help but manifest in very visible ways. Like they will just automatically light up or smile, or I don't know. I feel like even just the energy, the frequency behind your name makes this person giddy. That's the best way I can describe it. Like your name alone carries a kind of energy that when they hear it brought up, or when you enter their reality in some way, they can't help but feel this kind of giddiness about it. So they have to work really hard to make themselves appear to be neutral. However, they do seem to kind of hold that kind of mask with you where they appear to be neutral or even apathetic towards you. But you know what's beneath the surface. You can sense it, because beneath the surface, they've always been a silent supporter for you. But I feel like you pulled the plug on something. That was actually the wording I kept getting over the last few days, that you pulled the plug on something. And when you think about, I'm getting chills because I didn't even think about it in this way when it first came through. But when you pull the plug on something, literally, like you take something and unplug it from a wall outlet, you are disconnecting it from its source of energy. And I feel like you've been like the outlet. You've been the source of energy, the electricity, and you have been pulling the plug on things, people, situations in your life, environments in your life that were kind of plugging in to your energy and then utilizing it to gain something for themselves without reciprocating, to kind of be able to get a hit off of your energy. And this doesn't have to be a person specifically or even a group. This could be anything. This could be something from your past that you decided, you know what, this is siphoning a lot of my thought energy or my own emotional energy. There may not even be another person involved here. It might just be you saying, I can sense that this is draining my energy and I'm going to pull the plug here and leave this outlet of myself open to apply a purer, more focused electricity or energy in some kind of different direction. That's what I'm picking up from this. And somehow I feel like this person we've been bringing up here, this person on another timeline thinking about you, part of why they're thinking about you now so strongly is because they've sensed that shift in your energy. They can tell that you've been in this process of unhooking yourself from either things, people, situations, environments, whatever the case is, that have been kind of, again, like siphoning your energy here. So they've been picking up on this. And again, even though they presented apathy in the physical world, there's always been this silent support that they've had for you beneath the surface. And by the way, I keep picking up that there is someone around this person, could be physically around them, who is not happy that they can tell you make this person's soul happy. You make this person giddy. I'm hearing you get a reaction out of this person naturally, almost accidentally. Even when they're trying to hide it, they can't even hide the kind of reaction that you get out of them. Whereas there's someone else around them that wants to get that kind of emotion from them, who can't do it even when they're trying. And I even feel that this person around them may have tried to, this will not be for everyone. I feel like this is for those of you who know that this person is in some kind of other relationship. Because what I'm getting here is this other person has even gone so far as to potentially try to like put on your energy artificially to get that same reaction. Now, I could be slipping into another thread that actually could be unrelated for some of you, where people try to copy your formula without having your frequency, or they try to embody what you embody through physical means, not realizing that this is something organic. This is something that you developed within yourself, and it was not easy. I feel that the rare frequency that you hold is not something that can be put on artificially. It's something that has to be cultivated through a very deep and extensive spiritual journey that quite literally changes one from the inside out. And that's what you underwent. And I'm getting that because you underwent those trials by fire, those hardships in your life, that intensity in your spiritual journey, it's refined you in such a way that you are now able to access a very rare kind of bandwidth of energy that very few people have access to, and that really can't even be fully consciously understood or defined, but it can be felt and sensed. And this is why you get people reacting to your energy, to your frequency in ways that other people might question or wonder about or even envy at times. But it's not something that can be put on artificially. It's not something that can be forced. I feel like you may even have people who have come to you and asked you for quote unquote your secret. Like, how do you do it? Give me the steps. How do you get XYZ? How do you elicit this kind of reaction in these kinds of scenarios? How did you succeed in this area of your life? And when people ask you these questions, it's not that you don't have a heart to want to help them, because I feel that you do. It's that there's no way to teach another person how to undergo the most intense, in a sense, groundbreaking, but life-altering and sometimes life-disrupting experiences, to go through all of that, to be refined in a kind of way. I feel like, in fact, even if you could teach this to another person, you wouldn't want to, because not everyone's soul is meant to undergo this. Many people choose to go through this life living what we sometimes refer to as a resting life, a life where they are meant to enjoy planet Earth, to enjoy the people around them, to have a good time, to kind of live on the surface. And they may not be meant in this lifetime to go deeper. It's, again, something that can't be forced, but your soul designated this lifetime as an extremely pivotal one, as a special one. I'm getting that you've come to planet Earth many, many, many times. And in fact, you may have debated whether you even wanted to come back this time around. And many of you may carry the lingering effects of having had that debate prior to incarnating here with your own soul. That sense of, do I really want this experience? Whoa, I'm getting chills again, because doesn't that reflect exactly what's happening in your lifetime consciously now? It's that same debate playing out. It's the conflict between the soul of you, which is so powerful and ancient and has this pure, intense, beautiful energy that you love being and expressing. But it's the tug of war between that and then the human aspect of you that is real, that is tangible, that has needs, that is here to explore, and this push and pull between balancing these aspects of your nature, especially for someone like you who came in with such a strong sense of yourself as a soul. You are most likely someone that people refer to from a young age as an old soul. And this is because you did live many, many, many lifetimes. And so just like you had that debate with yourself, your higher self, your internal self prior to coming here, like, do I really want to put myself out on planet Earth and go through everything I know I'm going to go through? And you had that debate then, but now you're having it again in this lifetime. In some sense, it's that tug of war resurfacing. But when it comes to something you're considering doing or sharing, or something happening in your life where there's a part of you wanting to open up more, and there's another part of you really wanting to shut off certain aspects of yourself or your life to preserve your energy, to protect yourself, and to allow you to create forward in a more pure, powerful way. Now, it's interesting because as I share these two different aspects of you and this potential tug of war, I don't really feel like there's a right or wrong answer here. It's not that simple. It's not, well, obviously you should close off all of these aspects of yourself in your life that may be draining you and allow yourself to go into some kind of, cave of solitude and transformation and create from that space. Yes, you could do that. Or you could also go the other direction, and you could allow yourself to really experience being human in a more full-blown, interactive, in the moment way than you have been in the past. But I also am getting the words middle grounds. Like, maybe part of this tug of war happening within you is you actually learning, and I just saw Magician in the Mirror at the bottom of the deck. How synchronistic, because this card is about balancing seemingly opposite and yet mutually beneficial aspects of yourself. And in this case, I feel like in a very broad sense, regardless of how it's showing up specifically in your life, this is you balancing the part of you that is soul, that is energy, that is creativity, that needs to protect and preserve that internal power and that focus. I feel like this is about finding that middle ground for you, that space of balance where you are able to allow yourself to enjoy being human, living this human experience, connecting with others, allowing your sacral chakra energy to open up in ways where you may have kept it a bit closed off in the past, allowing yourself to be more in flow, to be more creative in the moment. But this also, on the other hand, may be about balancing that with listening to your energetic needs, or even at times your physical bodily needs, which in a sense are really just a physical manifestation of your energetic needs. Those needs just in a different, more physical form. Learning how or what works for you when it comes to really balancing these parts of yourself. And I'm hearing no one else can create this unique framework for you because it's meant to be customized for who you are as a soul and how you personally operate. And I'm also getting a lot of messages just around how your energy operates in a very unique way from the people around you, that you have very specific emotional or energetic or just general life kinds of needs for yourself that other people may not be able to understand, because it's like you have this unique flow to your energy, this way of being able to create and direct and channel that energy in really powerful, clear ways. But also I feel at times that leaves you a bit more open than other people, a bit more susceptible to subconsciously picking up on negative projections of other people. So there is that need to protect yourself and to carve out the time and space for yourself to kind of cleanse and restore and recalibrate your energy, whatever that means for you personally. So it's very interesting how we're weaving together these different aspects of you, because I keep talking about you and what's been potentially happening with your internal tug of war in this area recently. But at the same time, it feels like this other person that keeps kind of poking their way into the reading is somehow interwoven into your story. So let's see if we can get a few more cards about how this person is connected to you. Okay, well, a clear answer here from the guides, because we have the contract card. We also have attachment and garden and the gate. door to value and appreciation. This is someone who they see you reclaiming your power. Again, whether that has to do with you pulling the plug on people and things in your life that have been draining your energy. I'm hearing there's something specific with your confidence. I'm seeing a braid, like braided hair for someone, but there's something about you showing up or speaking so confidently, moving so confidently, and yet so gracefully that this person seems to really admire. And yet, well, I should say with the contract card, I don't feel a heaviness around this card between the two of you, but I feel that the two of you have a soul contract that hasn't fulfilled its terms yet. And because of that, there is this sense of mutual longing that comes up at times, sometimes more intensely than it might fade out, but I feel like it comes and goes because there's some sense of unfinished business here. And I'm talking between your souls. Like this might not be between your human selves. And in fact, for most of you, I'm getting this is a soul thing. Like this unfinished business is the fact that the two of you have a soul contract and it's almost like that timeline is playing itself out as the two of you are apart and you're both feeling it or catching glimpses into it. And yet neither of you have ever had the experience of that full-blown timeline. I'm hearing you catch it in glimpses like daydreams or meditation or in feelings that come over you all of a sudden. But neither of you have been able to fully experience the full-blown physical manifestation of this timeline where you are more together in some sense. And you're both sensing that. Not to say that you have to play that timeline out, because just because that potential timeline exists doesn't mean that you have to necessarily step into it or experience it. That's entirely up to you. But I will say that it's challenging because there's some kind of soul contract here. And it's almost like your souls are still very intertwined, but your physical selves are still very separated. And I heard the word protector. That's been coming up a lot in recent readings where we've actually described an energy that for some of you could also be this person. Of course, I read energies that could connect with different physical people or the same physical person. So different readings could connect with the same person, or the same reading could connect with different people in your life, etc. But what I'm getting here is for many of you, this connects with the past reading I did on how this person feels like your protector, but we're reading more deeply into that because they're actually feeling that on this soul level. I actually feel that need to protect you is somehow written into your shared soul contract. And it's almost like they feel like they just quite literally need to be in your presence in some capacity, even if it's as a friend, even if it's just being in the same space. I'm hearing what this person longs for most is just to see you, like to lay eyes on you. So maybe for some of you, you've literally not seen this person in a long time, or maybe in other cases, you actually pulled back from sharing parts of yourself on social media or online or with this person, and maybe they lost even more access to you when you pulled the plug in some sense. And so they're picking up on the fact that you're reclaiming your power, protecting your peace, protecting your energy, but they are also sensing that they're no longer able to see you or access you in the same way. And this may have startled them because, again, they have this soul contract with you to protect you, or I'm hearing to keep an eye on you in some sense, to have this protective awareness of you, even if it's at a distance. But they're sensing that either that's been closed off, or maybe that you've been more guarded recently. Maybe you did that to protect yourself, again, to protect your peace. I also keep getting you may have done that to focus that energy you were leaking emotionally to other people or other things, to actually be able to focus that more fully into something personal, something creative, some kind of project or endeavor or goal in your life. So that could be a play here as well, which is such a beautiful thing, by the way, if that is what you are in the process of doing. And if so, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you do have any input, anything that resonates with you from the reading, anything you'd like to share with the community, feel free to leave me a comment underneath the video. But what I get is these shifts that you've been making within you, they are really opening this person's heart with the fourth chakra and the upright position, but it's also creating this really strong, I'm hearing an attraction or a pull to you so intense. It's almost irritating to them or annoying to them. Maybe you feel this on your side as well. Now, I don't mean this in a negative sense, but it's just like that. Why can't I get this person out of my head? Or why can't I let this go? It feels very ramped up at this time. And if you're sensing this coming from this person with the Sun card, I have to say, I really get the feeling that you are subconsciously sensing them going through this spiritual awakening happening within them. But with door to value in the reverse, this is someone struggling to see their own value. So instead, they look at you with appreciation and victory, and they admire you most likely from afar. They see you having some kind of success or thriving in some way or having a breakthrough. But again, I feel like they've not vocally expressed that towards you or moved towards you in that way. With the attachment card, this may be because there is something heavy that they still feel they're attached to or attaching their worth to, because that seems to connect with this value card. Like there's something heavy they're attached to that they also connect a sense of their own worth to that somehow feels like a block to them being able to be more vocal towards you or actually express this deep admiration that they have for you. But the sense I really get is that this person is just going to throw all caution to the wind with the Fool card. I'm hearing it's only a matter of time. So in the extended reading, we will look into when or how or if this person is likely to come towards you with some kind of clearer communication. And if so, what they are likely to say, how they're likely to go about starting up that communication. We will also be taking a look at your energy on a deeper level. So we will be channeling into anyone or anything else that might be trying to reach you, trying to connect with you at this time, as well as any spirit guide or higher self messages that want to come through. So the link to listen to the extended reading, either on YouTube memberships or on Patreon, is in this video's description box and the pinned comment underneath the video. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. And of course, leave me a comment. Let me know what connected. But otherwise, I am going to go ahead and close the reading here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am sending you all huge amounts of love. Have a beautiful start to your week. And I will connect with you here again in the next video.